Yo people, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, the second upload of the day, and it's championship predictions. Um, and yeah, people, really excited for this video. I have prepared some notes. It's taken me a while to prepare these notes, so hopefully you enjoy the video. And yeah, smash a like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification. You already know all that kind of stuff. Now, of course, the first game of this midweek games is Burnley vs Rotherham. So yeah, let's start off. Burnley, they have the last 5 games. They have won 4 and drawn 1. Yeah, they first on the table. They third on the table in terms of home form, and first on away form also. So they do real good away from home. And Rotherham, they of course a newly promoted team. They're in 13th place, 10th place on home form, and 19th on away form. If you look at the last 5 matches, they lost to Cardiff 1-0, drew to Everton, yeah, 2 times Cardiff. So I don't know. They draw 2-2. Then lost to Hull 4-2, 1-0 to Rotherham, and then one. Then I have Rotherham again. Oh, Rotherham won once, 1-0, and then they won again 2-1. So yeah, sorry about that mistake. But yeah, head to head, both of these results was 2015. This was the most recent result. It's ended up 2-0 to Burnley, 2-1 to Burnley. Burnley, they're top of the table, they're on good form, so I'm expecting a Burnley win. It's at Turf Moor. Good away trip for the Rotherham fans that has not been there. So I think most of them haven't been there at Turf Moor, because I haven't been in the championship for a while. If you could hear that bang, I don't know what's going on. The door keeps banging, so I don't know what's going on with the door. But yeah, my prediction, I'm thinking 3-0 to Burnley. I think they will win it. Now the next game is Cardiff City versus Watford. Of course, I don't really like Watford because I like Luton, so you know um, that. But yeah, if we look at Cardiff's form going into this game, they beat Rotherham 1-0, they lost to Swansea 2-0, they lost to QPR 3-0, then they lost to Coventry 1-0, and then they of course won 3-1. I'm not sure against who, I can't quite remember. But yeah, so they on decent form. They've been a bit inconsistent in some of these the last few games. If you look where they are in the table, they're 17th, 12th on home form, and 20th on away form. Luckily for them, they are at home for this game. Watford, if we look at them, they're 7th in the table. They're 7th on home form in the table. Again, just a bang. If you could hear that, apologies. 15th on away form. They're not good away from home, Watford, but they're in good form. They won 1-0, 4-0, of course 4-0 against Luton. We don't speak about that. So yeah, 3-0. Millwall lost. They lost to Millwall 3-0, and they won again after that 2-1 to 2-1, and then they lost 3-1 to Blackpool. If you look head to head, Watford 2-1 is their most recent game day, and then 1-0 to Cardiff. Then 5-1 against Watford, 3-2 against Watford, and 2-1 to Cardiff. I don't know why, but I think this is going to be like a 1-1 draw. not many of these midweek games that I have noticed have been like big score lines, like 3-2, 2-2. Um, Except some, there has been some, but not overall. Most of them have been 1-1 or 2-1 or something in that range. So yeah, I'm going 1-0. Yeah, you just saw my notes just turned over page, but yeah. Now the next game is West Brom vs Blackpool. West Brom, they are in 24th place, I believe. Yeah, I think they're in 24th place. They're 23rd in the table on home form, and away form they're 18th. So they're not really good at home, but they have not really been good this season overall. They're on a three-match losing streak. They lost to Sheffield United 2-0, to Millwall 2-1, then to Bristol 2-0. They beat Reading 2-0 and drew to Luton 0-0. But then you got Blackpool, who are in 15th place and 19th on home form and 8th on away form. So they do well away from home. If we look form, they won 2-1, 4-2. Then they lost to 3-1. Then drew Sheffield United 3-3. That was also one of the away games where they shocked everyone. Then Blackpool, 3-1. They beat Black. They won. Of course, they won 3-1. So yeah, head to head, two no West Brom. Then was 0-0, and 3-2 West Brom, and 2-1 I think to Blackpool, or maybe 2-0. Then 3-2 to West Brom. So that bang is actually scaring me right now. But yeah. I just think with West Brom being so poor so far this season, I think they're going to be. I think it's going to be a Blackpool one. I'm going to say 2-1 just because almost West Brom they're on a three-match losing streak. Um, Blackpool are picking up wins, and so I think Blackpool will do it 2-1. That's my prediction. Now we move on to Millwall versus Birmingham. Let me just check. Oh wait, it didn't start off so. It started off with I got the wrong papers, wrong way around, but that doesn't matter. I still give you my prediction. So yeah, sorry about that. Might not be in the right order. Um, but yeah. So Birmingham versus Millwall. Of course, Birmingham they're in 12th place. It's home form. They're 15th, away from the 13th, so they in that mid-table range. Of course, I say they will finish 5th. I still stand by that. They will. Don't know who they will replace, but they will definitely finish there. So on form, they of course beat QPR 2-0, which I didn't expect. Then they lost to Blackburn. Then they drew with Burnley, which is also a good result for them. Then they won 2-0. Then beat Bristol City 3-0. So they've been in good form so far this season. If we look at Millwall, they're in eighth. They at home from the eighth and away from the 22nd. They're not good away from home. That's definitely one thing to note. Of course, Huddersfield, they lost to Huddersfield 1-0. Beat West Brom 2-1 and beat Watford 3-0. And then they beat Bristol 2-1. And then they beat Middlesbrough 2-0. Yeah, most of those games were at home. So yeah, if we look head to head, 2-2 draw, 3-1 Millwall, 2-0 Millwall, 0-0 draws with the other two games. So I just think form wise, and just overall the performances so far this season, I think Birmingham will win. even if you look away from Millwall, they haven't been good. So I'm going to say 2-0 to Birmingham. And we will move on to another game, which was let me just quickly check. I think, yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to Coventry vs Blackburn. That's actually scary right now. But yeah. So Coventry vs Blackburn Championship, of course. So going to Coventry's last 5 matches, and they form on they defeated Blackpool 2-1. Rotherham, they drew with them 2-2. 2-0 win for Coventry, and then 1-0 to Coventry. Then 1-0 Coventry won again. Oh yeah, then they won, of course. They won 2 times, 1-0 and then 2-0. So yeah, and then they 22nd in the table, the 22nd in home form, 14th in away form. So they do better away from home than they do at home. A few of the teams are like that. They do better away from home than at home. Then we look at Blackburn. They're second in the table. I still think they will drop off, but yeah. On home form, they first. On away form, they ninth. They ninth. Of course, Coventry played 3 less games than Blackburn so far this season. They played 15, and Blackburn 18. That's one thing to note. Going into this game, of course, there were speculations that this game could have been called off because there were problems with Coventry's ground. Such, yeah. We move on to Blackburn and form going to this match. They defeated all 1-0. That was the most recent match. And they beat. Then they won 2-1. Then 2-0. Then again 2-1. Then they beat Wigan 1-0. Now the last 4 games against each other, or 5, you could say. 5 games, not 4. They end up 2-2, 2-2, 2-2. They drawn 2-2 twice. Let me say it like that. Then they drawn 1-1. Then 4-0, Blackburn won, and 3-1 Blackburn won. So it's been up and down. Blackburn mostly dominating the fixture, and last time Coventry won this fixture was 24th of February 2009. It ended up 1-0 Coventry. Just based on form and how they have performed this season, I'm going to say 2-1 to Blackburn. I think Blackburn will defeat them easily. Now we will move to Hull City vs Middlesbrough. Of course, another big game, and this time it's actually for both teams, because both teams are close to relegation. If both teams lose and maybe drop points, and the teams below them win, they can sneak above them. So big game for both teams. So yeah, Hull City. If we look at their form going to this game, they lost 1-0 to Blackburn, then won 4-2, then 3-1. They lost 2-0 to Birmingham, then lost 2-0 to Huddersfield. In the last 5 matches, they were 18th in the table, 16th, they 16th, they 18th in the table, 16th on home form, and 17th on away form. So not that much big of a difference. They have been a bit inconsistent, but what can you do? It's Hull City. Then, if we look at Middlesbrough, their form going to this match, they defeated Preston 2-1. They lost to Preston 2-1. Sorry. They drove Huddersfield 0-0. Beat Wigan 4-1. Or maybe Wigan defeated them, not sure on that. And lost to Blackburn 2-1, and lost to Millwall 2-0. They're not in the best of form. They're 21st in the table, 14th on home form, and 23rd in away from home. So they really don't do well away from home. So yeah, if we look last 8 to 8, all have won 1-0, then 2-0, then 2-1, then 2-2, then at the end last 5 games. The fifth game they won 1-0. So heavily dominated by our City. That's why I'm going to say a 2-1 victory. Um, and yeah, we will move on to Luton, which have Luton versus Reading, big game in the Championship. Luton, um, they need to, they need to win this. They need to turn their draws into wins. If they don't, the playoff place may be um, up for us because you look Millwall, sorry, not Millwall, Swansea, and even Millwall, they're eighth in the table. They're doing good. If Luton don't, someone can take their place. Maybe even a Blackburn, maybe even a Birmingham. You never know. Um, or maybe a Blackpool. Someone like that can take their place. Or maybe even a Watford. Sorry, sorry, Watford. That that just slipped out. So yeah, Ipswich, Luton have won most of as dominated this fixture of all. Luton won 1-0, 2-0, then draw 0-0, and then Luton won 1-0, and then Reading 2-1 was their first win. So yeah, I say 2-2 on Tyler Stream where he did the show. Let's to go check that out. Link his channel in the description, so make sure to check that out. But I say 2-1 to 2-2 in that I've changed my mind because I've seen that the fixture is so heavily dominated by Luton. I'm going to say a 2-1 to Luton. 2-1 to Luton. And yeah, I didn't even go into the form. I will give that to you so you guys can make up your own minds. So yeah, on form, Luton drawn 1-1 with Sunderland, lost 4-0 to Watford, um, then 1-1-0, then 1-3-1, then drew with West Brom. They're ninth in the table, they're 17th on home form, so like I said, they don't really do well at home, they mostly draw. Fourth in away form, so they really do good away from home. They mostly turn up. They against Reading, 21st is on away form, fourth on home form, and they're 11th in the table. So yeah, um, like I said, 2-1 to Luton. That's my prediction. And now we will move on to Preston versus Swansea. If we look just form going to this, Preston, they defeated Middlesbrough 2-1. They lost to Blackpool 4-2. They won against Huddersfield 1-0. Lost to Stoke 2-0. Lost to Bristol 2-1. They're 10th in the table, so mid-table, just in the top 10. 12th on home from second on away from. That has really surprised me. I may be wrong on that. I think maybe they 12. I'm not sure, but if that is true, well done to them. But yeah, Swansea, they six in the table, eighth on home from, seventh on away from, and going into this window. Uh, Drew with Bristol 1-1, then they won 2-0, won 3-2, then lost to Burnley 4-0, won 2-1 to Swansea, then they won 2-1. So if we go head to head, Swansea won 1-0, then Preston 3-1, Preston again 1-0, 1-1 Swansea, and 3-2 Swansea. So as you already know on the channel, I really don't like Swansea. I'm going to say a 2-1 Preston one, just because I want to. So yeah. Now, I think this is the last game I have, which is Bristol City versus Sheffield United. Um, yeah, Bristol City, they're 14th in the table. Um, on home form, they're 11th. On away from the 16th. Swansea, they won. They drew Swansea 1-1, lost to Reading 2-0, defeated West Brom 2-0, uh, lost to Millwall 2-1, uh, and then they won 2-1. If we look at Sheffield, they're fourth in the table, ninth on home form, third on away form. They won 2-0, drew to Norwich 2-2, beat Coventry 1, lost to Coventry, sorry, 1-0, 3-2, 3-3 draw versus Blackpool, and then lost 3-1 to Stoke. They've not been the best team in Championship. They have been all right. They're 8-8. Bristol 8-8. Sorry, no, 8-8. 1-1 draw 2-2 2-0 win for Sheffield United, then 1-0 win for Sheffield, and a 3-2 victory for Bristol, and 1-0 victory for Bristol. Yeah, my prediction for the match is 2-0 to Sheffield United. I think that's all the matches. Let me just check. Yeah, I've done that match. I've done that one. And I've done that one and that one. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 matches, I believe, in the championship. I think I did all of them. I hope so, but yeah. So yeah, I forgot about 3 matches. The first match is Huddersfield Town versus Sunderland. 23rd on the table on home form 13th, away from 24th. Form going to this match is one. They beat Millwall 1-0, drew with Middlesbrough 0-0, which was a shock result. I didn't expect that. They lost to Preston 1-0, lost to Rotherham 2-1, and beat Hull 2-0. Then Sunderland, they're 16th in the table, home from the 18th, away the 10th. And the form going into this game, drew with Luton 1-1, lost to Burnley 4-2, lost to Blackburn 2-0, beat Wigan 2-1, lost to Swansea 2-1. And 8-8, this fixture was only played once, and that was in 2003, and Huddersfield Town won that fixture 4-2. Sorry, and Sunderland got a red card in that game. Prediction for this match, I think that this is going to be one type of game. Now, if we move on to maybe one of the biggest games, if not the biggest game this game week, it's Norwich City vs QPR. Now, Norwich, they're 5th in the table, they're 5th on home form, and they're 12th on away form, so luckily for them, they're not playing away. If we look at their form, they beat Stoke 3-1, they lost to Burnley 1-0, they drew 2-2, then they lost to Luton 1-0 and lost to Watford. Sorry, I meant Watford. And yeah, QPR going to this game, they fell in the table, they're 6th on home form and away form. They second. They second. They lost to Birmingham 2-0, defeated Wigan 2-1, beat Cardiff 3-0, lost to Luton 3-1, 2-0, 2-1 win against Reading for them. Now, 8-8, Norwich dominates this fixture heavily. Norwich defeated them 3-1, then drew 1-1, defeated them 4-0, then won 1-0, then QPR with 1 victory 4-1. So I'm going for a pretty convincing 2-1 win. I think QPR gets a consolation goal. Now, if we move on to I think in Wigan, Stoke. Stoke are 19th in the table. Wigan are 20th. And on home form, I think both teams are down on home form. Wigan are 24th of Stoke. They're 21st, so not really big difference to where they are in the table. Away from home, Wigan are 5th away from home, and Stoke are 11th. Now, going to the match form-wise, Wigan, of course, they lost to Watford. Just a frog in my mouth. So, when I cough, it's when there's a frog in my mouth, it says T before the V. So yeah, they lost to QPR, lost to Middlesbrough 4-1, and lost to Sunderland 2-1. Defeated Blackburn 1-0. And they lost to Cardiff 3-1. And Stoke, they won 3-1. Lost 3-1 to Norwich. Lost 2-0 to Coventry. And lost 1-0 to Rotherham. 2-0 to 1-2-0 versus Stoke. And 3-1 versus Sheffield. And head-to-head this match, if you look, Stoke defeated Wigan 2-0. Then Wigan won 2-1. Then Wigan won 3-0. And then Stoke won 2-1. And then Stoke won 1-0. So it's 50-50 going into this match. I'm going to say 1-1 draw. I just think it's that type of game. And both teams have not been good so far this season. But that's all with my predictions. Be up, everyone. Smash a like and subscribe. And shout out to Tyler for giving me his predictions and everything. Yeah, we'll see you all later. Peace out, people.
Right, hello people, it's me Tyler from T-Boys TV. Obviously most of you will know me by now. Hannah has asked me if I could do a pre-recorded video doing my predictions for the midweek games in the Championship. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first game that we're going to talk about is obviously Coventry City taking on Blackburn Rovers. Obviously Blackburn Rovers second in the league. I do believe they'll be fighting for the playoffs come the end of the season. Coventry, obviously, they're fighting to get as many points as possible. There was a little bit of speculation that this game was maybe going to not go ahead due to issues going on at Coventry's ground, but it is going ahead. I do think it's going to be a tight one. I just think with Blackburn still being up there, and I just think they'll win the game. I think they'll win the game 2-1. I think it'll be a tight affair, but Blackburn come away with the 3 points. Excuse me. Moving on to the next game. Hull City versus Middlesbrough. Hull City, very hit and miss at home this season. Remember when Luton, my team, went there and won 2-0, pretty comfortable on a Friday night game as well. Middlesbrough, I thought they'd get that new manager bounce under Carrick, but it wasn't quite to be. They ended up losing 2-1 to Preston. A lot of people said 0-0 for that game. I said 2-0 to Middlesbrough. For this one, I'm going to back Hull. Now, I don't usually back Hull a lot, and it's not because I don't think they're good, it's just their inconsistency. But I'm going to back them to get a result here. They've done it a few times this season, and I'm going to back them with a 2-1 as well. So that's my prediction for that. Moving on to the next game, Luton Town. Obviously, my team got the new top, the home top. Nice, love it. Taking on Reading. Both teams not far apart from each other. It's not a derby though, but both teams are near each other, so bragging rights in that sense. Went to both games last year. I won't be going to this game. I'll be doing a watch along on my channel. But we beat them 2-0 away midweek. That was as well. I believe that was a Tuesday as well. Comfortable, dominant performance. We just dictated the game. And in the home game, as we know, obviously, we needed to really win that, but then again we didn't because Middlesbrough dropped points that day. But obviously that confirm playoffs for definite, and, you know, weird goal that we scored, but we'll take it, especially on that moment, which then obviously we led into the playoffs from. Reading haven't beat us since 2020, and we have played them 4 times since. We did used to, you know, they used to be our bogey team, but we've seemed to get the upper hand on them now. But we do have tight games with them. That 1-0 was a very tight game as well. You know, they've got players that can hurt us. Shane Long, very good signing. Surprised he went there, especially from Southampton in the Premier League. Tom Ince did play for us, was pretty poor at us, but he's doing all right there. Andy Carroll, who is just a shithouse, and he'll probably try and do it if he plays in this one. But I'm going to back Luton to win. I think a home win is due to arrive again. Obviously, we did draw to Sunderland, which did deserve to be a draw when you look at how the game went. But I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go over 1-0 Luton in this game. And just because it's my team, I'll do the goal scorer. I'm going to go Elijah Adebayo. I'm going to go with him to score the goal. But yeah, there's people saying he might not start. I think he will. If he doesn't start, then I'll go Cornick. But yeah, that's that game. 1-0. Come on, Luton. Hopefully we can win that game and move on to Blackpool away, which will be a difficult game, I reckon. But yeah, moving on to the next game, Preston North End versus Swansea City. Preston, like I said, got that good win against Middlesbrough. You know, obviously Swansea, they're up there fighting for playoffs. Hanno doesn't like that, but I said they will be. I said there's always one team that you don't really expect to be fighting for playoffs, and I said it will be Swansea this year. How do I see this one going? It's at Preston. After them getting a result, I can see them getting some sort of result here. Not quite a win, but I can see them getting a draw, especially the fact Swansea are, you know, still in the playoffs and fighting for them. Obviously, it's still a bit of a way to go, but right now, I'm going to go over 1-1. I'm going to go over 1-1 draw for that game. Moving on to the next game, Bristol City versus Sheffield United. Bristol City drew 1-1. I don't really know too much. A lot of people say it's not really a derby, but obviously to Swansea, 1-1 early kickoff on Saturday. Sheffield United, you know, they're still up there fighting. Their form's been a bit iffy of recent times. They did get a good win, though, away at West Brom. I thought West Brom would win that due to new manager bounce, but they won 2-0 there, which they have done quite a lot away from home this season. I think it's going to be a really tight one. I wouldn't be surprised if Bristol City got some sort of result, but due to where Sheffield United are in the table, and, you know, they want to try and get higher up there, I'm going to go with a Sheffield United win here. I'm going to go over 1-0 to Sheffield United. Moving on to the next game, West Brom versus Blackpool. I'm going to keep my eye on this as a Luton fan, especially with the fact we got Blackpool on the weekend. So this is the one I'm going to mainly keep my eye on, other than Luton, of course, but I'll be watching that. West Brom, you know, didn't quite have that new manager bounce, like I said, with the new manager, the former Huddersfield one. I rate that manager, to be fair. I think he's quite similar to Nathan Jones. I'm gonna say there's always one game, isn't there, that's a 0-0, and I think this might be the one. But Blackpool, I'm sure they'll bring good away support. They always do. I remember last season when they played Luton in the 1-1 draw, they brought, I think it's 750 fans on an early kickoff. That was on TV as well, and they had nothing to play for except pride. Whereas obviously that was a game a bit earlier. But the point did obviously help in the end that we got in that game. So yeah, I'm going to go 0-0. The next game, Birmingham City versus Millwall. Now, I remember this game last year. It kicked off between the fans. I reckon it will happen again. I believe that was also midweek as well, actually. There's always one game that's goals galore. When they played last year, it was 2-2. I'm going to go over 2-2 again. I wouldn't be surprised if Birmingham did win, though. Millwall, you know, they are, for me, they're a better side at home. And Birmingham are doing well. Look, for me, they're the most improved side in the Championship this season. But I'm going to go over 2-2 in this one. Moving on to the next game, Cardiff City versus Watford. Obviously, I don't like them. Slapped us up, which was very annoying. But wait till April. It'll be a completely different game, trust me. But yeah, Cardiff versus Watford. Cardiff got a win over Rotherham. I did go over 1-1, but I did say I wouldn't be surprised if Cardiff did win 1-0. They're taking on Watford, who obviously got that win against Wigan. Wigan are disappointed. Well, they started off well, but at home they're really disappointing. They're the worst side in the league at home. And it was just annoying the way they conceded. I saw that, so for God's sake. and now they're above us as it stands. But they're taking on Cardiff, who, again, another hit and miss side at home, but they are, you know, of recent games, they're not doing too bad at home. So I'm going to back them to get some sort of result here. I think Watford were quite lucky, not even being biased. I think they're quite lucky against Wigan, considering how poor, you know, Wigan have been at home. To narrowly win at the end, I think it's a bit lucky in my opinion. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw for this game. So yeah, that's my prediction for that. Moving on to the next game. Excuse me, high-flying Burnley. I said, you know, at the end of the season, they'll finish second. And they definitely look like they're going to be up there. Obviously, Company doing a really good first job there as well. You have to give him credit. Taking on Rotherham, who, you know, have had a decent season, but they're starting to drop off a little bit. Like I said, obviously, lost to Cardiff. Back-to-back away games for them. They're travelling to Burnley. Burnley are on good form at the moment. Come back against Reading and 1-2-1. I've got that game spot on. Yeah, I can only see this being one way. And I've gone with a Burnley win. I've gone with quite a heavy Burnley win as well. I've gone with a 3-0 to Burnley. So that's my prediction for that. Moving on to the next game, Huddersfield Town taking on Sunderland. Obviously, Huddersfield got a 1-0 win against Millwall. And yeah, that was a pretty good win. They looked pretty good. I'm not going to lie, the goal they scored, I don't know if the guy meant to shoot or cross, but either way, it was nice. Millwall were disappointing though, expected better from them. You know, even Huddersfield fans thought they'd be a bit better going into that. Taking on Sunderland, who obviously played Luton, like I said. First off, I'd say it's equal. They hit the post twice. You know, we scored right before half time. We had a few chances before that as well. Ethan made some brilliant saves for us. But second half, you know, the way they kept coming forward, you felt they were going to score at some point. Their fans, probably the soundest fans I've met in the Championship. I had a conversation with a few of them before the game. They weren't even confident, except one of them who said draw, 1-1, and he got that right. Credit to him. But yeah, that Sunderland, a lot of people are saying Sunderland will win this one. But, you know, Huddersfield, they're down there. You know, a bit of pressure is starting to pile on their manager. I think the owners have come out and said if you don't get, you know, any good results in the next games leading up to the World Cup, he's going to be gone. So I reckon Huddersfield will grind out another 1-0 win and get a back-to-back 1-0 win. Sunderland are a good team, but I just feel, you know, Huddersfield will grind it out and get that win. So we'll see what goes on there. And then the last two games, Norwich City versus QPR. This game's on TV on Wednesday. This will be a good game to watch. Norwich obviously got a very good win at home against Stoke, who have been hit and miss this season, but they have been impressive at times. Did actually go with a Stoke win. I thought more pressure would pile on Dean Smith. Taking on QPR, who obviously took that defeat to Birmingham. I knew they weren't going to beat Birmingham. I did say a draw. You know, Norwich at home, you know, they haven't been overly great at home, but they're starting to kick on now for me. I think it will be a tight one, but I'm going to go with Norwich City 2, Queen's Park Rangers 1 in this one. And then moving on to the last game, Wigan Athletic versus Stoke City. Wigan, like I said, worst home form in the league, taking on Stoke City, who have been very hit and miss at times, but I do believe Stoke will go there and win this. I'm going to go with a Wigan Athletic 0, Stoke City 2. So yeah, they are my Championship predictions for the midweek games. Big up to Hanno. Of course, make sure you subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. Turn on the notification bell, smash a like on this video. All of that helps him out. And yeah, if you do want to follow me, if you're not already, T-Boys TV is my YouTube channel. I'm sure Hanno might put my link in the title, or just put my name, in the title. And then yeah, if you go onto one of my recent streams, if you want to follow me across any of my socials, they'll be all down there. So yeah, that is that. Big up Hanno, big up everyone that's viewed this. And yeah, like I said, smash a like, subscribe, all of that, share it, all of that, comment your predictions. And yeah, I will see you lot in a bit. Take care and peace.